Books for inventors. That's the topic of this video. I'm going to be recommending some of my favorite books that have really helped me in my career and that I recommend to my clients very regularly. The first book I would recommend is The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. This is a sensational book, whether you're an inventor or entrepreneur, businessman, businesswoman, CEO, anything at all, I recommend this book. It's so fantastic. It changed the way things were done in Silicon Valley, the startup capital of the world. It gives you a framework for testing your inventions without spending a lot of time and money. It's about finding ways to get creative and create simulations of your invention, test them on real people, get feedback, and then develop your invention based on that feedback. A lot of inventors set out to solve a problem or improve something without checking that it's really viable and that people really want it. It's much better to prove the market first, test the market first, and then build it. And that's what this book helps you do. I highly recommend it. You only need to read the first third to get the core info, so it's a pretty easy read. Book number 2 is The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. Now, this book has lots of wonderful information about working effectively, about designing a lifestyle that makes you happy, about prioritizing the reasons you're working. Where I think it really shines, especially for inventors, is its advice on testing. It gives you examples of how to test and vet ideas and businesses before building them, before launching them, with things like dry testing, smoke testing, Wizard of Oz testing. And yeah, it's got some really effective, lean, simple advice that will make you a better inventor for sure. And it'll get you excited to launch your business, be successful, and enjoy all the benefits it brings. The third book I recommend is Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. You probably won't see this recommended by many engineers and inventors. And there's a reason, and it's actually a big problem among inventors and engineers. We tend to not like marketing. Now, I'm in this group too. I'm very much an engineer and inventor. That's what I resonate with. I want to build cool stuff. I ignored marketing for years, very much to my detriment. I thought if I build cool stuff, people will come, they'll buy it, it will market itself. I don't need to study marketing. After years and years of failure, I finally started reading some marketing books, and it was a big old face slap, and I was like, wow, I really need this stuff. Everyone needs some marketing. Now, Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller, it's really simple, really easy. It gives you a lovely framework for presenting your ideas using a story. It's kind of like a 7-step process or framework for presenting the story behind your idea and framing it in a way that it benefits the user. So it's much easier for people to receive this information. It's not us inventors bragging about how thin it is, how light it is, how strong it is. It's us sharing how it's going to change people's lives and make them happy, make them more successful, etc. So I highly recommend reading this book because a lot of inventors have really wonderful ideas, but then they're not good at presenting them or pitching them. And this is a very hard truth to accept, but a bad idea marketed well will outperform a good idea marketed badly. Having a good idea isn't enough. You need to have good marketing. Now, yeah, all you really need to do is just read this book and that'll be enough. You probably will still need to outsource marketing and bring in experts at some point, but this will give you a framework, a grounding to start presenting your ideas in a more palatable and compelling way. The next book I recommend is One Simple Idea by Stephen Key. Stephen Key is a very successful and consistent inventor, and his route to market is licensing. It's a really wonderful setup once you get it working. Basically, you rent your ideas, your patents to companies. They market them, they sell them, they distribute them, they manufacture them, they do all the hard work. And then for each unit they sell, they pay you a royalty. So it's passive income. So, they're busy with their thousands of employees, churning out your invention, selling your invention, and then you can go live your life and keep inventing, and a check shows up in the mail once a quarter. Now, he does make licensing sound a little easier than it is. I believe his stories are true, his examples are true, they're all real inventions, you can see them on the market. I believe he had some natural advantages when he started out that some of us don't have, that are kind of skipped over, breezed over in the book. But licensing is a real thing. Many people do it and have a lot of success with it and a lot of happiness with it. And it's a wonderful way to get into inventing because it reduces the risk to you. So you need to spend less money up front to get your ideas out there. If you're interested in licensing, I recommend all inventors should try it at some point to see if they like it and see if it fits their way of doing things and their nature. Spend a few months following Stephen Key's 10-step process. It's a nice way to get into the game. It's very easy, it's very welcoming, and it will get you started and get you some core learning. These books are a really wonderful resource. You can step into the minds of some of the world's best inventors and entrepreneurs. You can borrow their tricks and tools and avoid the pitfalls that happen to them. You can save yourself many thousands of hours of trial and error just by borrowing their learning. You still need to practice, you'll still need to figure out things on your own, but they'll give you a great framework and a great starting point.